afternoon. I'm Shawn Yao, and this is One News Now. Today is the first day of online registration for the National ID system. To give us the latest on this, Mean Los Baños joins us live from Quezon City. Hi, Mean. It is day one. How's registration going so far?
Not so good, Sean, because technical glitches marred the first day of the online registration for the national ID. While the Philippine Statistics Authority has already apologized for the... In an advisory, the PSA explained that they are experiencing technical difficulties, specifically on the register.philsys.gov site where people can register for the national ID. The agency said that the technical team is currently figuring out the source of the problem, and they assured the public that they will provide updates as soon as the website is up and running. Because of the glitches, PSA's Facebook page was bombarded by complaints from social media users. Some said the server is weak and that the agency should have expected the influx of registrants. According to PSA, there are 3 steps before the individual can get their national ID. Applicants must first register their demographic information on PSA's online portal. They may then proceed to set an appointment at the nearest registration center. After that, Sean, they have to wait for the issuance of ID card, which will be delivered to their homes. Sean, pre-registration for the national ID has already started in October last year, and the PSA aims to register 70 million individuals at the end of this year. Sean?
Thank you so much for that update, Mean Los Baños, joining us live from Quezon City. Stay safe, man. And one psychiatrist is advising parents to keep their children at home despite the restlessness that's brought about by the pandemic. Dr. Bernadette Arsena told Agenda that it's still dangerous to allow kids to go out because they can't take care of themselves just yet. Arsena encouraged parents to come up with meaningful activities for children within the comforts of their own home.
At this point in time, it's still very dangerous because children could not take care of themselves. The parents and the family members should make sure that in the house they provide an atmosphere wherein children will be interested in doing things, no? Especially in focusing with online learnings and creating family activities that would give them some pleasure.
The Department of Science and Technology reminds the public that there's still no sufficient evidence to prove the effectivity of ivermectin to treat COVID-19. Because of this, the department says that the drug can only be used by clinical trial participants. Speaking with 1PH's Sa Totoo Lang, DOST-PC-HRD Executive Director Jaime Montoya said that it is better to rely on existing COVID-19 vaccines for now.
Hindi ko sinasabing hindi siya pwedeng gamitin, pero wala pa po tayong enough evidence to show it works as a preventive treatment, strategy. Baka mas maigi po ay bakuna. So kung kayo po ay umiiwas at kayo natatakot na kayo magka-infection, magkasakit, mas reliable po na kayo ay magpabakuna na lamang. At kung available na bakuna, tanggapin nyo na. Mas epektibo po yun.
Montoya also said that Tawa-Tawa, VCO, and Lagundi have not been proven to specifically cure COVID-19. Instead, they're only classified as food supplements to help strengthen the body. However, Montoya also warned against taking too much of these food supplements without consulting your doctors.
Pero kung kayo po ay may ibang sakit, katulad ng kayo may sakit sa puso, o kayo ay diabetic, o kayo ay may iba pang comorbidity na tinatawag, mas maigi po na kumonsulta kayo sa inyong health professional, sa inyong doktor, na siya makapagpapayo sa inyo kung makatutulong ba yan. Yeah. No? Itong mga pwede yung food supplement na inumin. Dahil alam nyo, kapag masyadong marami rin na iniinom nyo na food supplement, may tinatawag tayong drug interaction din. So baka maghalo-halo ang side effect niyan.
And here are other stories we're keeping our eyes on. The Supreme Court says all courts in the NCR Plus bubble will continue to operate through video conferencing. However, the filing and service of pleadings and motions will be suspended because of the MECQ extension. And Ifugao will be put under modified ECQ status until May 14, while Puerto Princesa in Palawan has been added to the list of GCQ areas until the end of May. This reclassification was made after the local governments appealed for stricter lockdowns due to a rise in COVID-19 cases. And Meralco has extended its no disconnection policy. The power distributor says that this measure will continue as long as Metro Manila and nearby provinces are still under MECQ status. A professor from Johns Hopkins University says that what's happening in India could serve or should serve as a warning to the world. Let's watch this video from Bloomberg.
Joins us now for more. So, Nisa, thanks so much for being with us today. I mean, everyday things in India seem to be getting worse. The pictures are just horrifying to look at. How much of the global fight against COVID should be directed towards India? I mean, should the U.S. be putting even more resources towards the country at this point?
Well, you know, Jennifer, first of all, thank you for reporting on this story because it's such an important story. Because if we don't learn from India, we may be in the same place ourselves. So yes, I think that it's important for people to get together. I've talked about this since the beginning of the pandemic. This is not just one country's response. In order for us to battle this, we need to do this in a unified manner. I really like what Amazon and Gilead and some of these different companies are doing. India is the world's largest democracy, right? So there is some infrastructure there. So what's concerning is to see how all of this health system is crumbling in the face of this pandemic. And what can we do to not have history repeat itself here in the United States?
Can you talk about that a little bit, Nisa? Because I'm confused about, here we are with vaccinations having done so well. Is the concern that this could again happen? And I say again because we were in such a bad place a little over a year ago here in the U.S. and back in December, January, too, thousands of people dying a day. How could this happen here in the U.S.?
So, Tim, that's a really good question. But again, you look to India, they were pretty strong on their vaccines, right? They developed their own vaccine. They had a really strong campaign going. And then they got hit with some big super spreader events and some other pieces, right? So what can we, it's not that we're going to end up there, but what can we learn from this? So we have to continue really strong with our vaccine rollout. We have plenty of vaccines now. Our next step is to get them into as many arms as we possibly can. Because when you talk about New York reopening, right? Anytime you're going to put people together in a space, whether it's Broadway or whether it's a restaurant, and you have vaccinated and unvaccinated, and you have variants, you're creating a situation where you could cause this pandemic numbers to increase in New York.
For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.